must all commend President Trump's decisive actions against anti-Semitism, and we must pressure other governments to do the same.
Is the United States government now just taking edicts and orders from Israel? Is this what people voted for when they elected
Real question.
Trump, is to have a country taking orders from Israel? I don't think so.
You just heard from Tim Dillon, who isn't some lefty. And it is pretty clear that Israel is calling the shots in the United States as students have their visas and green cards revoked and are getting arrested simply for expressing criticism of how Israel is prosecuting the war in Gaza. And you don't have to take it from me. In fact, take it from Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu.
These ignorant demonstrators, who are they demonstrating for? For these murderers, these rapists, these mass killers?
Kind of looks like Mr. Potato
This is a
Head. I don't know why
reflection of
nobody
a
said
deep
that.
rot that has pervaded the
Really
intellectual
does.
hub of free societies. And this vilification
Mr. Potato Head poison.
of Israel, the Jewish people, and Western values has been propagated by a systemic alliance between the ultra-progressive left and radical Islam. It must be resolutely fought by civilized societies to safeguard their future. This is why we must all commend President Trump's decisive actions against anti-Semitism, and we must pressure other governments to do the same.
I'm just gonna comment briefly on what he had to say about a free society in Israel, because it reminded me of something I came across from my good friend Ben Burgess on X today. He shared a headline with the public. Let's take a look at this. Today's update from the only democracy in the Middle East: Israeli troops killed 15 Palestinian medics and buried them in a mass grave, UN says. That's just the latest.
Yeah. So,
You know, why is it that Christian nations have killed more people and done more horrendous things than Muslim nations, but there's no such thing as radical Christianity? The media is so dangerous that they just make up words and you guys follow along and go with it. Radical Muslims, Muslim terrorists, you guys say all that, but do you realize that the most terror is caused by non-Muslims? Do you understand that like all the world wars, everything, Muslims were not there. They're not the ones that started it. Do you understand the biggest massacres in history were not caused by the Muslims? Do you guys not sit back and then you start thinking about these words, radical Islam? What is radical Islam? You mean somebody that claims to be a Muslim that does bad stuff, just like anybody else could be? The book, it doesn't teach you that, and the religion doesn't teach you that. It's not radical Islam. It's called a radical human being. It's called a bad person. Like, it's like kids.